It's important to me that mariachi lives on forever because it's a beautiful art form. And for those people who are of Mexican American or Mexican descent, it's also part of their culture too. It's good to be able to learn a musical art form that is connected to your culture. So I think it all ties in together.
Born in San Jose, California, Rebecca Gonzales began playing classical violin at age 10.
I actually wanted to play the flute, but my parents did not have money to rent the instrument, and the only instruments that the school offered for free were string instruments. That's how I ended up with the violin.
Shortly thereafter, another member of the Mariachi Music Hall of Fame introduced Rebecca to the art form to which she would dedicate the rest of her life.
Well, in 1972, Mark Fogelquist was teaching a class in mariachi music and invited my sister and I to come, and I went gaga over it right away. I fell in love with the music after one class. And when the class ended, I wanted to continue to learn as much repertoire as possible. And it just so happened that my father worked with a man who was playing with a group, Los Abajeños. So he asked this gentleman, Omar Gomez, if he would be so kind to put in a good word for me so that I could sit in on this professional group's rehearsals. And that's how that started. Around the same year, I entered as a music major at Cal State San Jose University. Before entering, I had no money to go to school, so I called the financial department to see if there were any scholarships offered to people like me, and they said yes, if you are willing to perform a piece in front of a jury, and if they accept it, then we'll pay for all your schooling and all your books. And I played the Bach double violin concerto, and luckily I played it well enough to get the scholarship.
In late 1974, Mark Fogelquist invited Rebecca to join his group, Mariachi Uclatlan, and she moved to the Los Angeles area. About a year later, Rebecca made history when she became the first female to join a prestigious mariachi show group, Mariachi Los Camperos.
The one memory I cherish probably the most would be that moment in time when Nati Cano from Los Camperos came up to me, and I was sitting with my mother at a table. It was such a beautiful moment because she got to hear it too, for him to invite me to his group. And that was a historical moment because he had never had a female in his group. That excitement, I couldn't sleep that night, I remember.
For 8 years, Rebecca performed weekly with Los Camperos at the legendary La Fonda restaurant in Los Angeles.
In the beginning, it was so fantastic because La Fonda restaurant was such a beautiful, elegant restaurant. Being on stage was like being in a Las Vegas venue because you had this beautiful mural behind, beautiful pictures all over, and the music was world-class mariachi, so of course I was in heaven every night.
After leaving Los Camperos, Rebecca moved to Orlando, Florida, where she worked for a year with Mariachi Cobre at Disney World's Epcot Center. She then returned to California and sought out new opportunities to perform.
So I went to a restaurant called the Original Red Onion, and to see if I could get a job. I didn't have a group, but I told them I had a group. Yeah, and so when they said yes, I put the group together of 4 musicians, and we were there for 2 years. And then the gig ended, and then I rejoined Mariachi Uclatlan.
After that, Rebecca performed for several years at the Flamingo Hills restaurant in Pomona, California, with Mariachi Los Gavilanes de Juan Manuel Cortés.
And then when their gig ended, I just decided I wanted to freelance, just do my own thing, until I found out about Mariachi Mujer 2000 and really loved their sound. And so then I joined that group for a couple of years or so.
In 2013, Rebecca formed her own ensemble, Mariachi Tesoro, and produced an album, Beautiful Latin Favorites. She continued to lead the group until January 2023, when she suffered a stroke, which left her unable to play her violin or sing.
If I do not get my skills back, I had a great run. I'm very grateful for all the wonderful years of playing with wonderful musicians, of all the gigs, so many gigs. And I could die in peace saying that I was a very lucky human being to be able to do what I love in this world. Not everybody can say they do what they love, make a living at what they love. Not everybody can say that, and I feel fortunate that I can say that.
When asked what advice she would give to a young student beginning their mariachi journey, Rebecca was emphatic.
Mariachi is an oral art form. In other words, when I started, there were no musical charts. There was no YouTube. So I literally had to buy the album and I had to listen. So the more you listen, the better your ear will get trained and you will be able to have more fun. It'll be more fun because you'll be able to play more songs, that's the whole point.
Congratulations to 2023 Mariachi Music Hall of Fame inductee, Rebecca Gonzales.